It looks like a bingo thing without the stand.
I was gonna say, I don't see the. Oh, this must be the door? Oh, right there. Look at that, folks. So it could be a raffle roller.
When you pull it out, I want you at the top of your lungs to scream bingo.
I can do that. Well, it's like 5:30 in the morning, so for me that's like midnight. Getting ready to go to another auction. It's a state liquidation about an hour and a half from here. Got my sister, got my niece. They're not thrilled about going. Oh well, they could have stayed home and stayed in bed, I guess. We just picked up the truck. We're getting ready to move out, and I'll flip the camera on as soon as we get to the sale. Well, we made it. Let's spin the camera on and see what's on these trailers.
Hi everyone, and welcome to Glacier Trading Company. I've been a professional buyer for most of my adult life. I'm Craig. Join me from my remote northern location as I buy and sell antiques, collectibles, and vintage from interesting locations and from interesting people, and resell those items online. I buy from auctions, estate liquidations, stores, and from folks that just look me up and simply ask if I want to buy their items. Hang out with me for a bit and see what I got this week, and meet some of the local wildlife that live in my backyard. Let's get to it. Paper mache. Ugh. Yeah, we're gonna pass on that. Milk glass. Alright, where are the antiques?
Yeah, I know. Look at all these different cars. Lids, holy cow. Come to the rest of the damn fans. Jeez. Man, all these boxes are all wet. Holy crap.
Is it really?
Yeah, everything's wet down here. The roaster stander's got an inch of water in it. Another chainsaw. Holy smoly, all right. That's a big monster. Little David Bradley or something? Remington. Oh, okay. I got military versions of them.
That's when loggers were men, right?
Yeah, you ain't kidding. Ah, you have a weird definition of wonderful.
My kid's got one. My friend gave me. You can put the selling.
Yeah. Yeah.
He never uses. He got it set in the garage.
Really?
That's pretty cool.
That was an old timer too.
Friend of mine said, "Well, I'm gonna throw it away." He said, "Well, if you throw it away, I'll take it."
Well, don't throw it away. Not the mobiles like that.
No, my
They'll
kid-
bring some money.
Oh, it's too bad that piece is missing.
To my kid.
It's outside. Did I miss it? It is not inside. That sucks. Boy, everything got waterlogged. Boy, all these welding rods in here. All these, there's like a monstrous box of these, and the box is soaked.
Yeah, I know.
They probably will dry out, but some of them, they crumble, don't they?
Yeah, they crumble.
Yeah.
You have to take them and put them in oven, and then you have to grab. You can salvage it. The thing that's good is, I think we're gonna set this. Once they get wet, it's not good for them. I know.
That's kind of like me. Once I get wet, I'm no good to anybody.
Once I get wet, I drown. This table is some stuff.
Well, I'm looking for something that's old. It's Craig, by the way.
Craig. Okay, so Kevin it is.
That's right. Make sure it's old and make sure it's not waterlogged, and then I'll be excited about
You
it.
want it in that order.
Yes.
Is that the priority order? Or?
It's kind of, yeah. More of a wish list.
Okay, what about the hat top? Is this a hat top?
Yeah, it's missing a chunk out of it, so I'm less excited about it than I thought I would be.
Okay.
Sadly, sorry. I didn't know it was going to be.
Apologize for here.
Okay.
Maybe the bug zapper brand new here.
I got one outside, and I have yet to have any bugs laying on it this year.
They don't even want to come near it.
No, when you get them new, they come with this little attractant that fits in a little cage that sits over the edge of the light.
Oh.
And I've been to all the stores to try to buy more of that, and nobody sells it.
You're not surprised, right?
Kinda. I think everybody's gone to the bug patrol people.
Yeah.
Wow, this stuff just got wasted. What a shame.
Is this
It looks like a bingo thing without the stand.
I was gonna say, I don't see the. Oh, this must be the door? Oh, right there. Look at that, folks. So it could be a raffle roller.
When you pull it out, I want you at the top of your lungs to scream bingo.
I can do that.
You probably watch.
Matter of fact, I might do that.
Bunch of the older.
You're gonna know right now what's up for sale. What about this hat box here?
Well, this is actually, I think, a cheese box.
Is it?
Somebody tried to doctor up with
I was gonna say it looks
a
like
really lovely lining.
Yeah.
Boy, too
You
bad.
have a weird definition of lovely today.
Yeah.
I appreciate you.
Sarcastic.
No, that's okay. I couldn't tell.
Yeah.
Now they don't do anything.
Still latched over there? Guess it is. Whoa. Oh man, does that stink?
Yeah, I saw one more. Didn't grab the remote. I got it for the stove. No, for the snowblower. Plug-in cord. Oh, I think we wrapped that around it. I didn't put it in a short cord. Yeah. Yeah, I thought, did we wrap that around?
Yeah, I have a permanent one, 132, I think. Unless Arnie changed it.
How you doing? Good. Hi.
I thought that was you.
What a bunch of.
I'm sorry, sir. Don't have any merchandise in this room before you Glad I didn't have to insinuate that.
So we just got back from the auction. Got some stuff on the truck. If you dig deep enough, you can usually find stuff to buy. I would have filmed more, but when I went into the house, it was one of those unusual situations where the owners that were having the auction were actually there. And they were not having it with me filming inside the house. They just felt like that was a privacy violation. It's their prerogative. It's fine. Let me flip this around and show you what's on the truck, and then I'll get this stuff unloaded and we'll go do a proper walkthrough. Some of the stuff that I picked up was for fixing up other furniture, like a gallon of Kills and some rollers for my painting, and I even bought a Bissell steamer. And there's some cool stuff. Let me get this out of the truck and put the camera on it. I'm gonna start in no particular order. I got things for the antique store, of course, and then some just user-friendly things too, since this was a household. But That's a good one. That's pretty old. The bottom's in it. Next time I'm outside working the hose, I'll give that one a good bath. I've got a real mess going on right now because I have 3 pieces of furniture tore all apart. Reworking them. This little stand is real cute. Got a little chunk missing there. It's just veneer. I think I have some here I can patch in. It's all in nice shape. It's a little old school little sewing cabinet. And these have a little secret latch so you can get at things a little bit easier. Kind of neat. These are always good sellers for me. And they're actually small enough I can box up. And then they had a dehumidifier there. It was inexpensive and I actually need one for a room. I got this really neat old electric meter. Looks like it's all there. They said it worked. I kind of believe it would. They'll sell really well for me. These 2 chairs, move that out of the way. The antique ladder backs. And yeah, they got some stuff splashed on them, and they were in. This one was in better shape until the guy sitting on it got up and a piece of his cigarette fell off and cooked a spot in it. I was just, people just destroy me. I just don't understand them. But this is a rush bottom chair. Look at the condition of that. And the other one's just as good. Better because nobody put a cigarette out on it. That's a nice piece. I don't know how crazy I'm gonna get with cleaning it up. Obviously it was someplace where painting was going on. The other one is right here. And then there was some, I like anything that's handmade. And that's all needlepoint stuff, which is pretty cool. And there's another one there. And this was unremarkable, but it was in the same pile, so I ended up with it whether I wanted it or not. This was one of my favorite pieces here. And that's the real deal. That's a early mid-century lamp with the original shade, which is actually in pretty good shape. It doesn't have any weird odors. It's got one little water stain. Let me pull this off here real quick. That's one way to get it off. Where's it? Yeah, it's got a little water stain down there. Other than that, it's 100%. You can get an idea of when you see one like that, with that plug, that's the real deal. It's pottery. It's a pottery bottom, the turned wood top, in working condition. I would probably date that somewhere in the late 50s, early 60s. This one, I'm gonna walk over it, I'm gonna make a comparison. Now my aunt is from Denmark. Her family's were immigrants here from Denmark. That was in her house, and my cousin remembers when that was bought back in the late 50s. So that was a style theme back in those days. You know, the raised ribbed, swooping, wood tops. Pretty cool. Good find. Now, this piece I really liked. It struck me at first as being walnut, but I think it's maple that was stained to look like walnut. And it's a little drop leaf coffee table. Let's see if I can do this with one hand. Little swing out arms that hold the top up on both sides. And they seem to function just fine. Stops are there. It's heavy as can be. It's crazy heavy for its size. And looking at the hardware on the bottom, it's pretty old. So it's really space saving, really. Nice find. Yeah, that's a whole lot less exciting for me. It's just a Bissell power steamer, but it was $3. I mean, sometimes I need to steam wood. It'd be real handy for that. I got this nice old-timey tool carrier. That's a lot of fun. And this old shirt ironing board. And I guess pant legs and whatever else you want to use it for. Clearly old school. Pretty cool. This was in the Pepsi crate, so you know I'm always painting stuff around here anyway. So the rollers are handy for that, and so is this can of Kills, which is full. And well, you know, I bet you that can of Kills is probably $30. I don't know I haven't priced it forever, but. And then I really like this clamp. I know it's kind of boring for you guys, but these clamps are super heavy duty and they weigh a ton, but man, they charge a fortune for these things. And with all the furniture repair I'm doing right now, this will come in handy because of the length with some of my other ones. So there's that. And then I just really kind of fell in love with this piece. It's a late 30s, 40s waterfall, and that mirror fits up on the back of it. I always take the mirrors off for transport whenever I can. This one came apart real easy. You know, for those of you who've seen these before, I think everybody's seen one. One of the biggest issues is this veneer, you know, which is what they use to get that waterfall look right here. Always is pop, crack, splitting, missing, mostly missing. Get my glasses off of there. And this one doesn't have any of those issues, although it has wear issues, which are simple really to fix. And I don't know how nuts I want to get with this. I really don't. Well, this is a killer restoration candidate because it's really all there. Hardwood inside, nice. Dovetails, nice. That's a real nice solid piece. And it's just not all bent out of shape. About the worst I can say for it is the bottom where the drawers slide are wore. So it makes each drawer a little bit lower, and then it catches on the one under it. And it's not horrible bad. So, I don't know, I'm not sure yet. I don't know how far I want to go with it. Let me stare at that one for a while and see. When I first moved to Wisconsin many years ago, there were mom and pop cheese factories, I'm not kidding, all over this state. And Wisconsin's a dairy state, as everybody pretty much knows. And so these cheese casks were everywhere. And they're actually very cheaply made because, let's face it, they needed billions of them. I mean, they were supplying basically the world's cheese markets. So, but now they've become, you know, not rare, but they're getting more scarce for sure. And they're good sellers for me. I just sold one, I think, 2 weeks ago. So I always keep them when I see them that are in fairly good shape. That one's all there. And then later, after the sale, when I was loading up the truck, this one of the family members of the house came up and said, "Do you want this one to take with you?" And I'm like, "Oh, somebody really wrecked it." But there's one underneath here. So I started picking at it, and I mean, they basically just took, see the old thumbtack? So, you know, this will come apart. This is painted. I looked inside, and it was painted in there. And then I started ripping the paper off the outside, and it's painted there, so there's actually kind of a nice piece under there. And the price was right. So, home it comes with me. And I'll clean it up. And it'll be way more useful than that. Nobody's going to want that. And then this was a lot of fun. This was in the same lot with that little ironing board I already showed you. I love all the old wood ironing boards. And I've been in some people's kitchen and they've got their laptop set up on there and their printer. It's kind of cute. But there was like, I swear there were 10 ironing covers on this thing. And then when I got them off, I'm like, wow, this thing, it's so clean, it's crazy. But I love the old graphics on this original tag. It just makes it all the more fun, you know. So yeah, I got that one. I bought this crate too, and I realize it's completely beat up. What is it? Stapleton, 1968. Oh, okay, I kind of believe that. I like the sides are kind of okay on it. The sides aren't. I mean, it's got some good graphics. I kind of like the sticker on there with the lemons. And the bottom's blown out, it's really beat up. Let me show you why I got it. So I imagine you've seen this stage in my intros before. And let me back that up a little bit. And when I built it some time back for my rock and roll buddies when they come over to play, the stairs, I didn't want conventional stairs. I wanted it to look, you know how you start a project and you just never finish it? I wanted it to look like a bunch of crates, like you were walking up like a pile of crates. I just thought that'd be kind of cool. So I keep forgetting when I'm at these sales and see these old crates that I want to, you know, I want the writing on it, you know, so I'll cut that and I'll fit it across the face of that. And I'll do that to all of those and just make it look like you're walking up on a pile of crates. And that's what I'll do with that one over there. It'll get cut up and fitted because I like the graphics on it. And I don't want to take a Pepsi crate and do it with a Pepsi crate because, you know, that Pepsi crate is kind of rare actually. There's far fewer of those than the Coca-Colas. So when you get a 1960s vintage Pepsi, you sell it complete, intact. So you go to a sale like that, and sometimes it's a bust, you know. I've got one coming up this next Saturday. I know it's not a bust because I've already seen a lot of really decent pictures of some really cool stuff. So I'm already stoked about going to that one. I need to finish these projects. He's got all these glue ups. I've got all this stuff that I'm getting rid of some old hinges on, which there'll be a video on all that too. So anyway, take an auction that really wasn't that good, and if you pay attention and you stick around and you wait, some pieces will present themselves. It's some real winners. The little coffee table's a winner, that dresser's a winner. I like the cheese boxes, I like the Pepsi box, I like the crate outside that'll become part of my steps over here. I like the toolbox. I love the lamp. That needle point stuff sells great. I saw that stuff on eBay. It's gone, just in and out the door. So yeah, there was some good stuff there and some good user stuff. I like the clamp. I'll use the kills. I'll use the rollers. I'll use all that stuff. So the truck had quite a bit of stuff in it when I came home. Wasn't, you know, the fullest it's ever been, but you know, you do what you can with what's in front of you and you move on to the next one. So thanks for watching. And next week I got some killer stuff that I'm going to be getting. And I also have these, I'm not even going to call it soft restoration on these antique pieces that I've got out here right now. I'm just changing out some hinges on one. They were just coated with years of paint. After digging into them, it turns out that the hinges were copper. Here, let me show you one real quick, give you a teaser. If you've been following me and you saw recently when I bought this thing, it's laying on its back right now. So it's just easier to put pressure on and sand these spots where the hinges were. Well, the hinges, you know, this thing had been painted over 1,000 different layers of paint, man. It was just really ridiculously thick. And somebody shabbied over it, and they did a good job. But they didn't prep the old-time oil finish, and then they just put the latex over it. So when I started to sand to feather out where those hinges were because the paint just, it's like a ski ramp going up on the old hinges. And the hinges themselves were painted. Just looked like crap. So when I tried to feather it, the latex would just peel because it didn't bond with the oil. So I've got, actually it's a Kills type building primer on here, and I'm just trying to get it hard. It's been so humid with all the rain that I just can't get it hard enough where it will sand good. But I took the hinges off, and when I cleaned them up, because I know they're old vintage hinges, I thought they were brass. Man, they turned out to be copper. How wild is that? Really cool. The screws look terrible though, and I couldn't do anything with them because they're steel. So I found a new retro style stainless, and we traveled the country over to find a copper paint that I could paint those heads that would look good, and I think we nailed it. So anyway, that's coming up too. I'm going to have a video on just getting, oops, come on, focus. I don't know why it does that. It just goes out of focus. Anyway, I'll have a video on how I'm redoing that and cleaning that up, and then match painting in these spots where you can see shadowing on the door. I've got some paint mixed up that should be perfect for that. It looked really good on the samples anyway. So that's coming up.
So again, you guys, thanks for tagging along. See you in the next one. Bye.